Well, the Ohio State Buckeyes, fresh off a convincing win at home last week in the round one of the college football playoffs, a game in which they blew out the Tennessee Volunteers, will take on the number one team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, who come in with a 13-0 perfect record and are coming off a bye week last week. And this game will take place on New Year's Day. It's the granddaddy of them all. It's the Rose Bowl, 5 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff. Folks, Ohio State right now is a 2.5 point favorite, and the total in this game is 55.5. So I discussed this game briefly on College Football Today last Friday with Joe Ranieri. And he asked me who I liked in this game, and what I did is I asked Joe a couple follow-up questions to change it up a bit. Who's the undefeated team in this matchup? Oregon is 12-0. Ohio State is 10-2, right? Also, who won the first meeting between these teams earlier this season? Oregon prevailed 33-32. And also, who's the number one team in the country right now? It's Oregon, and they have been for quite a while. Yet, Ohio State opened as a 1 point favorite in this contest, and they have moved since that opening number to 2.5. So, in this regard, you've heard me talk about this time and time again, is to think like an odds maker. On top of that, I deem that move from 1 to 2.5 to be a sharp money move, because that's where I'm going as well with this game. And that's why I got down early, but I can't give it to you at 1. I'm giving it to you at 2.5 because I am currently recording on Monday afternoon, December 30th. To me, the odds makers and the sharp money is whispering to you something. And the bottom line is they're saying, don't go with the obvious. Go with the contradictory choice here. Don't go with the underdog, undefeated team. Go with the two-loss team who is a favorite in this matchup. Also, what's really key to me, too, I think a lot of people are going to lose sight of this, and it'll be interesting to how the 4 games play out here, where the teams that played last week, how they do against the teams that are coming off a bye. Because I think personally, right now, as we speak, I think it's advantageous for a team like Ohio State to have a game under their belt. And Oregon hasn't played since the Big Ten championship game a couple weeks ago, in which they beat Penn State 45-37. By the way, Ohio State, in their 13 matchups this year, 13 games they played this year, they've played 4 teams who are part of the college football 12-team field. Number 1 was Oregon. They also faced Penn State, and they won at Penn State. Obviously, they defeated Tennessee last week. Who am I missing? Let's see here. Ohio State, I'm missing one more team, but they have played 4 games against teams that have made the 12-team field and went 3-1 in those contests. So very impressive from the Buckeyes. On the other hand, Oregon has only played 2 teams part of the field. They beat Penn State in the Big Ten championship game 45-37. They gave up over 500 yards of total offense in that game. And in their 33-32 win against Ohio State, they gave up over 460 yards of total offense in that contest. So, folks, they've been a little bit lucky when they played the likes of a Penn State or Ohio State. And I think their luck is about to run out here. I think once again, the Buckeyes will be able to run up the scoreboard. They'll be able to move the ball at will. Oregon will too, okay? But I think when push comes to shove, I like the Ohio State defense better than I do the Oregon Ducks defense. And I think that will ultimately be the deciding factor in what's deemed to be a close game. And I think Ohio State will get the critical stops when they need to down the stretch, and they'll be able to extend drives and wear the Oregon defense down late in the game. So I'm trying to find out that other game because it's driving me crazy now who else Ohio State beat, and probably 90% of you out there are already reciting it. So they beat They beat Penn State. They beat Oregon. They beat Tennessee. I'm missing one other team. They beat Indiana. So again, it's an impressive resume from the Buckeyes, and they went 3-1 in those contests. Yeah, I mean, and the only loss was to Oregon by 1 point. I'm going with the Buckeyes here. Look I mean, the odds makers aren't that nice. They're demon, the number one team in the country, playing in a first round game off a bye to be an underdog here against a 2-loss team they already beat. Give me Ohio State on the money line here, minus 130 over Oregon. Ohio State minus 130 over Oregon on the money line. Don't forget, folks, right now over at Wager Talk, you can get 25% off anything you purchase from any one of us. All you need to do is use the promo code HOLIDAY25 at checkout. This offer extended until the ball drops at midnight on New Year's Day. So take advantage of that offer, folks. Ball drops at midnight. You could say on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, whatever the case may be, midnight Pacific time. How's that? 3 in the morning on the East Coast. Take advantage of the offer. A lot of great stuff. And why should you take advantage with me? College football, folks, been on fire. You know, I've 60% since November 26th of 2022, over $10,000 in net profit by our grading system. Number one in money earned in college football. I'm not bragging, folks. This is all documented by Wager Talk, okay? So if I don't toot my own horn, nobody else will. We're in business here. We sell picks for a living. We do these videos for a living. But those of you who continue to say, I'll never buy pay selections, well, folks, who are you harming, yourself or us? It's your prerogative. In any event, also college football bowl season. Since 2022, college football postseason picks 33-18, good for 65%, including 7-3 this year. So again, take advantage of the offers. I'll have all 4 winners in the college football playoffs. Of course, I gave out 3 winners on Wager Talk TV in terms of 3 of the playoff games, all being played on New Year's Day. Those picks will not be the same as what I gave out on those videos. So again, folks, I'm not making light of my free picks here, okay? I want to win each and every one of them. But the pay selections are my best picks, and that goes for anybody else who puts out free picks here on Wager Talk TV. Until the next time, thanks for joining. And have a happy new year, folks. Stay safe, and God bless you all.